Yeah, the news is true, folks. I, Jake Paul, will be fighting Mike Perry, Tampa, Florida.
Absolutely no chance. I mean,
you are a disgrace of a man. You are the epitome of weakness. You are the scum of the earth.
Boxing experts have just hilariously dismantled Jake Paul after he announced his fight with Mike Perry. Everyone is still in shock at how easily Jake changes his tune. 1 minute he's all about fighting Mike Tyson, obsessed like a kid with a new toy. But now, after getting roasted for picking a bigger and greater opponent, he switched lanes and decided on Mike Perry instead. But hey, Jake, even with this switch, boxing legends are still roasting you. That's just plain sad, man. And Jake got his golden ticket to Dodge when Mike Tyson faced a significant health scare that shook the boxing world. While gearing up for his much-hyped fight against Jake Paul, Tyson experienced an ulcer flare-up during a flight. The situation escalated fast, and as soon as they landed, Tyson was rushed to the hospital. Diagnosed with an ulcer flare-up, he was in serious pain and needed careful management. News of his hospitalization spread like wildfire, with fans and fellow fighters flooding social media with their concern and support. But of course, this is Mike Tyson we're talking about. Despite this health hiccup, Tyson's determination was shining brighter than ever. Instead of throwing in the towel, Tyson made it crystal clear he was only postponing the fight, not canceling it. His resilience and love for boxing were on full display as he navigated this tough spot. Tyson's unwavering commitment to fighting Jake Paul was evident, showing his relentless spirit.
Different date, same fate. I'm gonna knock out Jake Paul.
Following his hospitalization, Tyson started a serious recovery process under the watchful eyes of medical professionals. He had a tailored treatment plan to manage his ulcer and ensure a swift comeback. Fans eagerly awaited the new date for the Tyson vs. Paul fight. Tyson's team hustled to reschedule the match, making sure both fighters had ample time to prepare. The announcement of the new date reignited excitement, with fans buzzing to see Tyson back in action. And Jake Paul, being Jake Paul, is all about creating hype and then leaving things hanging, just like he did with Tyson. One of the most jaw-dropping moves was his immediate decision to fight another fighter right after postponing his bout with Tyson. This sudden switch left everyone scratching their heads, wondering about the real reasons behind it. Well, no doubt Jake, our bold and often controversial star, has always been in the spotlight for one reason or another. And guess who he chose to fight next? The first name is the same, but it's not Tyson. It's Mike Perry. So this happened. On June 15, 2024, just days after Tyson's illness, Jake announced his intention to fight Mike Perry.
Yeah, the news is true, folks. I, Jake Paul, will be fighting Mike Perry, Tampa, Florida, July 20th.
This quick pivot had the whole boxing world buzzing, with fans and experts alike speculating on what was really going on in Jake's head. And half of you might not even know who Mike Perry is. So Mike "Platinum" Perry has carved out a unique spot in the combat sports world, especially with his memorable UFC career. Born on September 15, 1991, in Flint, Michigan, Perry quickly made a name for himself with his aggressive fighting style and larger-than-life personality. His journey through the UFC is full of unforgettable bouts that solidified his rep as a tough and unpredictable opponent. Perry made his UFC debut on August 20, 2016 at UFC 202, where he knocked out Hyun-Gyu Lim in the second round. This fight was a showcase of Perry's powerful striking ability and set the tone for his career in the promotion. Throughout his time in the UFC, Perry was involved in several high-profile matches that highlighted his striking prowess and willingness to brawl. One of his most notable fights was against Paul Felder at UFC 226 on July 7, 2018, where Perry won via split decision. This bout showed Perry's resilience and ability to handle intense pressure, earning him praise from fans and critics alike. But look at Jake's confidence here as well.
Private school Perry. Private school Perry.
Perry's UFC fighting style was all about aggression and moving forward. He relied heavily on his knockout power, always looking for that big finish. This made him a fan favorite since his fights were anything but boring. Perry's ability to absorb damage and keep coming forward made him a dangerous opponent for anyone in the welterweight division. Despite some ups and downs, Perry's tenacity and fighting spirit were constants, making him a memorable figure in the sport. Switching from UFC to boxing is a big leap for any fighter, and Mike Perry's journey has been no different. He announced his move to boxing in early 2024, marking a new chapter in his combat sports career. This transition required Perry to significantly change his training regime. In the UFC, his training combined striking, grappling, and mixed martial arts techniques. But boxing is a whole different ballgame, focusing on footwork, hand speed, and defensive maneuvers. But can you believe Jake Paul even roasted him in his face, and his words are just,
That practice not to. That's what I'm going to teach you in the sport of boxing, you little bitch. This is not bare knuckle. Not a bunch of just old MMA fighters. MMA fighters just running around punching each other bare knuckle like.
Perry's initial boxing matches showed his adaptability and determination. His first professional boxing bout was on March 23, 2024, against Julian Lane, another MMA fighter making his boxing debut. Perry won by unanimous decision, showing off his improved boxing skills and control of the fight's pace. This victory was crucial in establishing Perry's credibility in the boxing world. His second match, on May 14, 2024, against experienced boxer Josh Huber, ended with a fourth-round TKO win for Perry, further cementing his status as a rising star in boxing. Transitioning from MMA to boxing came with challenges for Perry. He had to refine his striking technique to fit boxing's rules and demands. In MMA, Perry's striking included kicks, elbows, and knees. Boxing, however, required him to focus solely on punches, which meant a shift in training and strategy. He also had to improve his defensive skills since boxing emphasizes head movement, blocking, and counterpunching more than MMA. Comparing Perry's MMA approach to his boxing techniques is fascinating. In MMA, Perry's fights were chaotic mixes of striking and grappling. His aggressive style overwhelmed opponents, exploiting their mistakes. In boxing, Perry had to be more measured and technical. Without grappling, he relied entirely on his hands, honing his punching accuracy and power. Boxing footwork also differed from MMA, requiring Perry to develop better lateral movement and positioning.
Mozzarella stick just get you right before the main course. Mike Tyson, November 15th. But July 20th, I'm going to show you who your dad is.
This fight against Jake Paul is huge for Perry's career. A win would boost his reputation in the boxing world and lead to more high-profile bouts and potential title shots. For Perry, this fight is a chance to showcase his skills on a bigger stage and prove that his transition from MMA to boxing is a successful one. The financial rewards and increased visibility from fighting a well-known figure like Jake Paul are extra motivations for Perry. But Jake Paul's decision to fight Mike Perry instead of waiting for Mike Tyson has drawn a storm of criticism from some of the loudest voices in combat sports. These experts didn't hold back, giving Jake's choice the brutal analysis it deserved. First up, Sean Strickland, known for his unfiltered honesty, jumped right into the fray.
You are a disgrace of a man. You are the epitome of weakness. You are the scum of the earth.
According to Strickland, this move showed that Jake cared more about keeping his winning streak and social media clout than proving his worth against a legend like Tyson. And boy, did Strickland's comments hit home with many in the combat sports world, who echoed his sentiments across various platforms. Then we have Joe Rogan, the granddaddy of combat sports commentary, who offered a more nuanced critique on his podcast on June 19, 2024. Rogan, who's been following Jake's career like a hawk, dissected the decision with his usual sharp eye. He highlighted the massive difference between facing Tyson, a boxing icon, and fighting Perry, a relative newbie in the boxing world.
This bare knuckle boxing thing has been fascinating to watch, man, because it's like someone designed the perfect sport for you. There's a pain and there's a danger and there's a wildness of it that even some very great fighters, they don't want that experience once they're in there. But you seem to...
Rogan argued that Jake wasn't just avoiding a tougher opponent. He was missing a golden opportunity to earn some serious respect. A win against Tyson, even an older, health-challenged Tyson, would have skyrocketed Jake's credibility. Rogan's detailed analysis suggested that taking the easy way out might hurt Jake's career in the long run. Michael Jai White, martial artist and actor, brought his own perspective. On June 20, 2024, during an interview with TMZ Sports, White broke down the mismatch between Jake and Perry. He emphasized that while Perry is a tough fighter with a solid MMA background, his boxing skills are not yet polished enough for a serious contender like Tyson.
I made a pretty strong statement, said, hey, we expect some change from this guy. you don't normally take steps like that. So I want to ask you, what led you to make the steps that you took and to react that quickly?
Usually don't take.
Perry suggested that Paul might be clueless about the real challenge he's about to face. With confidence oozing from every word, Perry declared that Paul is massively underestimating what he's getting into by choosing to fight him. One of Perry's key points was about their previous sparring sessions. He vividly recalled a moment when he landed a powerful body shot on Paul, leaving him gasping for breath and backing off. According to Perry, this incident showed his ability to hurt Paul and control the fight. He used this memory to underline his belief that he can easily outmatch Paul in the ring.
Paul.
The fight is in Tampa, Florida. Jake better bring some tampons. He's gonna be bleeding out of his face.
Perry also opened up about his training regime and preparation for the fight. He showered his boxing coach with praise, crediting him with devising an effective and comprehensive training plan. Perry emphasized that their training focuses on building strength, endurance, and technical skills, all crucial for his strategy against Paul. He highlighted that his team is dedicated and well-coordinated, which he believes will give him the edge in the fight.
Show you something when you're looking for something. See, I'm looking for easy fights. That's maybe why I got this one, because it's going to be an easy night. I might put the hurt on him soon, because he said under 3 rounds for me, and I was thinking 7 or 8 rounds.
The conversation then shifted to the strategic aspects of the fight. Perry detailed his approach, which involves using his superior cardio and relentless fighting style to overwhelm Paul. He plans to use his experience and aggressive tactics to put constant pressure on Paul, forcing him into uncomfortable situations. Perry made it clear he intends to dominate the fight by staying on the offensive and not giving Paul any room to breathe. His confidence shone when he talked about the fight's expected duration. While Paul's team might anticipate a drawn-out bout, Perry is determined to finish the fight quickly. He mentioned his plan to keep the pressure on and exploit any openings Paul might leave. Perry pointed out that Paul tends to throw looping shots, creating prime opportunities for counterattacks. He believes that by staying inside and delivering powerful punches, he can end the fight within the first few rounds.
Viciousness to the table than Tommy Fury. Tommy was able to take Jake's hits pretty well, and I believe I can do that even better and return fire with better shots. Tommy boxed.
Have you watched that interview with Michael Bisping and Mike Perry? If not, you seriously should, because you'll see that Jake has made another big mistake in his life again. Don't miss it.